Hey everybody, it's Patrick. Welcome to class. In our practice today, we're going to focus on jumping into crow pose or just working on your crow pose in general. So let's start in child's pose. Take a moment, let the knees spread wide, sit your hips back. And every time we begin, we always want to take a few breaths to create some space between whatever we're doing before and what we're doing now. Let that happen here. Let your energy settle. Know you're going to find a little bit of a challenge, both physically in terms of strength and in terms of the skill, learning to try your bakasana in a few different ways. Holding here. And then go ahead and come up onto hands and knees. Begin to circle the shoulders over the wrists a few times, waking up the hands, pushing through the thumbs. Feel energy swirling through the palms. And then try and move in a few different directions here so you're versatile in the places and spaces that you're exploring. When your hands feel warmed up, go ahead and push your hips up and back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. As you get there, bend the knees, sway the hips around just a little bit. Feel your side body getting a touch longer. And go ahead and inhale, roll forward into your plank pose. Find the top of the push-up position. Let the collarbones reach out. Push through the tips of your fingers just a little bit to take the shoulders just above the wrists. Breathing in here. And then roll back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, roll back forward into your plank pose. Lower towards chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then rise for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your chest land on the floor. Let your hips land. Oscillating cobra pose. Push down through your fingertips. Inhale, lift the chest up and away. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Place the hands down to frame the chest. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. Slow rise into your plank pose. Begin to push through the hands a little bit more. And then lifting up for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And all the way back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up to the sky. Bend the left knee. And then pull the right knee into the chest, but don't leave your downward facing dog. Keep this connected position. And then roll halfway forward so the right knee stays glued to the chest as much as possible. Right femur stays as close to the rib cage as can possibly be. Let your left leg strengthen. Let your hips be high here. Holding this really small tuck shape, but keep space between your right knee and your right arm. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, lower the right knee towards the floor. Let it touch. The shoulders move out over the wrists. Exhale, pull the right knee in, lift the hips up. Right knee comes to the body, left leg stays long and straight. Lower the right knee down towards the floor, let it touch. Right knee pulls up and in, lift the hips away, but try and keep pushing the shoulders forward. Good. And then 3-legged dog, the right leg lifts all the way up and back. So you need to feel your core wake up at that midsection. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, pull the right knee into the chest again, this time stepping the right foot all the way to the right thumb, letting it land. Hop onto your fingertips, and then sway forwards and backwards a few times. Let your hips wake up here, feel nice as you move from position to position. Exploring your flexibility, exploring any sort of movements that feel good to you here. And then keep your right knee glued towards your chest. Place your fingertips out in front of you. Look forward, lean forward, lift the left foot off the ground. Keep the right knee bent. So you're finding a lot of compression here. Right knee as close to your right rib cage as possible. Belly button pulling in, feeling your core engaged. Then step the left foot to the back of the mat. Lower the left knee down, create space. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Opening up the heart, stretch through the fingers. Push the left hip forward. Create a little bit of space here. Always nice to find a counter pose. On your exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to your plank pose, top of a push-up position. Engage your core, feel strong in the body. And because we're working on our crow pose, we need to find that bent arm strength. So lowering down towards chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your journey into upward facing dog, and then roll all the way back into your downward facing dog. As you get back into your downward facing dog, inhale, lift the left leg up to the sky. Reach through the left toes, push through the thumbs. Take your inhale here. On your exhale, begin to bend the right knee, and then pull the left knee into the chest. Squeeze it in, but you're staying in your downward facing dog. Feeling as much activity as the left knee drives up in towards the body as possible. Push through the thumbs, and then roll half or enough for the right leg to be fully straight. The hips can be high here. Feel your lower belly lifting. So you're doing a lot of core work right now. A lot of work in the arms. Take an inhale. Trust yourself. On the exhale, lower your left knee down towards the floor. Let it tap. If the shoulders move forward, that's great. And then exhale, pull the left knee up and in as much as possible. Squeezing the left knee towards the left rib cage. Holding, holding, holding. Feel that strength. And then lower the left knee down. Let it tap. And exhale, straighten through the body, pushing the left knee in towards the chest. Technically, you're rounding in through the body, fully flexing the spine, pushing the left knee up and in just a little bit more, holding that space. And three-legged dog, the left leg lifts. Push through the thumbs, get long through the left leg. Look forward. Left knee comes into chest one last time. Step left foot all the way up to left hand. Rise onto your fingertips, and then sway forwards and backwards a few times here. So you're moving through the hips. You're finding a little bit of freedom as you go from place to place. Notice where you may be tight today. Just explore it a bit. Take 2 more breaths here. And then walk your hands slightly forward. Lean out. Lift the right foot off the ground. Keep the left side body as close to the left leg as possible. So left rib cage is connected towards the left quad, left femur area. Right? Feel that connection there. Hold your space. The fingertips can stay down. If you're used to this class and you've done it a few times, you can always try and float the hands a little bit here. But you really just want to feel this connection on the left side body. Do whatever feels right to you today. Hold your space. And then step the right foot to the back of the mat. As it lands, lower your right knee down. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Opening up the heart. Feel the pinkies spinning towards one another, lifting the chest. Stretch through the fingers, get a little bit longer. Breathing in here. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to your plank pose. Take an inhale on the plank. On the exhale, lower towards chaturanga for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, you've got this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your journey into upward facing dog. Nice work on the push-ups, good controlled movements, activating as many muscles as possible. Helps us with the stabilizing balance for the crow pose. As you find downward facing dog, walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Bend the knees a little bit, slide the hands underneath the feet, Pada Hastasana. Push your toes into your wrist creases and just pull down. The elbows can swing back towards the shins. That feels good. The elbows can also swing wide, but try not to let them swing forward. The wrapping and pulling action, creating this small circuit that's connected in your entire body. It's kind of what you're looking for here. And the reference of the circuit is that your hands and your feet are connected, which means that your body is in a circle. Like a racetrack of sorts. There's a connection. It's infinite in this moment of connection. The circuit is plugged in. Exhale, release. Sit your hips down, chair pose. Rise up. Reach your hands towards the sky. Stretch through the pinkies, lift the lower belly, and then sit the hips just a little bit lower. Stretch the hands up just a little bit higher. Rise onto the tips of your toes. Sit down to your heels. Bring your knees, triceps, knees. Pull the chest out. Look long. If you've taken crow pose many times before, feel free to go into it right now here. If you're brand new to it, follow along with me. Place the hands down, look forward. Take your collarbones out towards the top of the mat. Keep your elbows bent. Feel the knees on the backs of the arms, but then feel your core beginning to engage to hopefully lighten that load. You're on the tips of your toes here. Lift the left foot. Hold. Set the left foot down. Lift the right foot. Hold. Set the right foot down. Re-engage the body. And then lift both feet up if that's available to you. Either way, you're there for 4, 3, 2. On 1, let the feet land. Sit into passive squat. Take a moment in your passive squat. Sway side to side. Feel the hips opening up just a bit. Feel an alert sense to where you are right now. Helping your body just become more and more connected through each and every practice. So let's take one more round of crow pose here. Start by looking up, reach your hands up towards the sky, get a little bit longer, and then rise onto the tips of your toes. Bring the knees to the triceps, place the hands down. Look forward, collarbones lead the way, push through the thumbs. Squeeze the heels towards the butt, push the big toes together. Hold right here, you're doing excellent. Or if you want more, try and bring both to the middle and just see what happens. Wherever you are, you're there for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, set the feet down. Straighten the legs and folds. Let the body melt over the shins. Breathing in here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach your hands up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, fold down. Step your hands forward and your feet back towards your downward facing dog, however that makes sense to you and your organization on the mat. And then push through the thumbs, look long, lift heels, bend knees. Step or float into your active squat position, moving through our awakening A. Let the feet land lightly. Sit the hips low. Inhale, rise up. Stretch the fingers forward. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, sit the hips down. Inhale, hands to floor, elbows bend. Exhale, your vinyasa or journey back into downward facing dog. Finding the rhythm to your practice here. Exploring this jumping movement because we're going to try and jump into crow in a few moments. Push down through the hands. Feel the hips lifting. Stepping or floating your feet forward to your active squat. Finding your space. Sitting the hips to the height of the knees. Inhale, reach the hands forward. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, sit the hips down. Inhale, hands to the floor, elbows bent. Your vinyasa. Feeling more and more comfortable with the movements, with the rhythm. Trusting your arms, trusting your coordination, trusting your space. Last round here, get long through inner wrists, through hips. Lift heels, bend knees. Step or float feet to outside of hands. Inhale, find your active squat. Last round here. Exhale, straighten legs, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up. Exhale, sit the hips down. Inhale, hands to the floor, elbows bent. Exhale, vinyasa. Finding your movements, finding your space. As you get back into your downward facing dog, look to the top of the mat. This time we'll float the feet in between the hands. So look long, lift those bend knees. Step or float, feet to thumbs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the hands all the way up, open the heart. And exhale, hands to center. From here, sit all the way down into the floor. Keep your knees into the chest. Come into low, have pulling in towards the chest, both at the same time. And then bring both fists onto the tops of both quads. Push the legs away as you pull in as much as possible for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stretch the legs long, reach the hands overhead. Hold there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees to chest, fists to tops of legs. Push and pull. Push and pull for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pulling the knees in, keep pushing away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open up, hold there for 10. Lift the shoulders. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rock all the way up, chair pose. Reach your hands towards the sky. Straighten legs and folds. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Use that core strength. Journey through your vinyasa. Find a little coordinated connection to your movement there. As you find your way back to downward facing dog, take an inhale. You've been working hard, but stick with me here. Lower the elbows to dolphin pose. So forearms find a home on the floor. Step the feet up one notch closer to the elbows. Then push the hands down, lift the forearms up slightly, then pull them towards one another. The shoulders are broadening. Across the back, you're really hugging in. All this activation through the arms, the shoulder girdle, the core. You're challenging yourself so much here. Feel the forearms as low to the ground as possible without letting them touch at all. Breathing in here for 10, 9. It's going to be a slow 10. I hope you're okay with that. 8, 7. Fight the good fight. Stick with it. 5, 4, 3, 2. On one, release. Sit back. Drop the knees down to the floor. Lift the chest, shoulders away. Vajrasana or Virasana. An easy seat on your feet. Take a moment there. So we built a ton of strength throughout the course of this practice so far. Now we're going to try and jump into crow pose. If you just don't feel like you're there quite yet, take another 2 rounds or 3 rounds of crow. I'll explain the work, and then you'll have a few moments to try it on your own. Really, because you're practicing this at home, you have all the moments you want to try it at home. So feel free to give it a go as much as you would like. The key to figuring this work out is jumping from a short distance at first, because then you realize it's just like a slightly more dynamic setup. As you get more comfortable, you can lengthen the stance out. So the hands are down, the elbows are slightly bent, just like that little dolphin pose we were in before, and the knees are bent, just like the lunge work we were doing before. Look forward, and then all you're going to do is take little mini hops where the knees tap the triceps and back. 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 Take a moment to try that out. Every time you're doing this work, you want to feel the collarbones moving out. You always want to be looking forward. The more you can look in front of you, your body is always going to follow exactly where you are looking in this practice. So if you're looking forward, that is where you're going to go. If you're looking down at the mat, that is also where you're going to go. So the more you can look forward, the body weight distribution will allow you to create more of a balance in the pose. Moving to the next variation, if you feel comfortable with it, lengthen the stance a little bit. Bend the elbows just as you did before. Lift heels, bend knees. And this time, try and jump and land. So as I jump, I don't let the hips go high. I just try and scoot right in to the crow pose. Maybe back through a vinyasa. Right? Try it 2 or 3 times. The key is the elbow bend. It creates little targets for your knees to land on the back of the triceps. Boom. One more here. And when you finish, downward, facing dog, becomes child's pose. The same one we began in. Let the hands wiggle out a little bit longer, so when you sit the hips back in space, you're stretching through the arms, stretching through the shoulders, creating a little bit of lightness, or a little bit of release and ease from the work we were just doing. So take your time here. Take a moment. Allow yourself just a few easy breaths. And if you want to keep exploring this journey of jumping into crow pose, or just your crow pose in general, take time to keep going with it here. Of course, be mindful if you're new to it to pace out the work. It's not good to just rush into things. You want to build up slowly over time. It's kind of like a very stepping or staircase route to learning this stuff. Building up your foundations is so key to the sustainability and longevity of the practice. As always, thank you guys so much for joining me on Mondays. I hope to see you again soon. Have an amazing rest of your week. Peace.